That. I'm Vedran, and I'm from South Central Ventures. When we compare venture capital and startups here in Croatia, but also in the region, we can see a big positive shift. Especially in the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of new funds being incorporated here in the region, primarily in Croatia. So right now, I think we have around 5 venture capital funds that are active and based here in Zagreb. So I guess there's more capital than was ever before. Then, especially looking at the the successful exits that happened over the past couple of years, kind of boosted the whole ecosystem. With exits from Nanobit and Five, and then big rounds from Rimac and some other guys. So I think this all kind of gave the boost to the founders, to start a company. But also, it's very important to say that the founders are not focused on raising capital in the region only. I'd say that international capital is becoming more accessible. So we see a lot of foreign funds coming here, especially in Croatia. We see startups raising from Western European funds. We see startups raising from US funds, and then even founders moving abroad and building their company over there. Central Ventures has been on the market since 2008. Back then it was under a different name, but SCV is at the moment managing its first fund. And we've been, I believe we've been instrumental in the whole ecosystem, supporting the local incubators, accelerators, being being active on the market by just being close to the founders. What we try actually, one of our hypotheses is that we try to sell the market as one of the as emerging market, like as one of the upcoming markets to the Western investors. So we actually work with incubators. We work actually with accelerators. We try to support early stage companies. And then help them grow outside the region. SAV currently has 4 offices, so we try to be very close to the founders. Apart from being active in Croatia, we have offices in Slovenia, Serbia, and North Macedonia. So we really believe that being close to the founders is instrumental in their growth. That whenever they call us, we can be there for them like pretty much any minute. And us building the international network of investors is in helping the company access the foreign capital. Additionally, we try to partner with a lot of corporates, because we primarily focus on B2B companies, help them get the first clients, but also being close to some either dev companies or other companies, help them hire the right talent, especially on the higher level. So looking at the strengths of the Croatian startups, I'd say that just from the start, the founders that we see here are looking to build their company as a global company. Croatia is a very small country, and from day one, the guys or the female founders, they just want to expand not just outside the region, but build a global product. What we like to see is, instead of having regional champions, we see a lot of global challengers coming from Croatian market. So that's number one. And then number two, access to the very experienced technology people, with great universities, they can build a great product. Then looking at the weaknesses on the Croatian market, I'd say there's still a lack of the sales knowledge. For example, if you compare the companies we've invested that are outside the region, in the Western Hemisphere, having experienced salespeople who know how to scale business, from let's say 1 million to 10 million ARR has been instrumental in their growth. I believe that Croatia is still kind of lacking this capital. When talking about weaknesses on the Croatian market and what the startups are lacking right now, I would say is the knowledge or the access to the more experienced salespeople. Croatia has been so far, or the region has been so far, a very tech region. And then when we compare other tech companies in the Western Hemisphere, where you could find a salesperson who can scale the company from 1 million ARR to 10 million ARR, let's say. In a way, you can find these people. In Croatia, the SaaS business or some enterprise business kind of still very early stage, and we see a lot of early stage companies over here. So I guess this is the experience we kind of lack over here. So in most of the cases, companies from here are expanding, to the Western Europe, to the US to hire the right people. But, recently we've seen a lot of great developments, recently we've seen, a lot of great initiatives where the companies are, organizing a lot of workshops that are helping, the SaaS businesses scale their business. There's a lot of knowledge sharing. We've seen a lot of startups getting actually VC funding that they can share their experience, how they even got the VC capital, how they scale the business, how they hire the right people. So nowadays, I would say that the knowledge sharing in Croatia and the access to the founders, to the capital, to the knowledge has been higher than ever. So seeing Croatia and Croatian startup ecosystem in the next 3 years, I would say that we would see a lot of second or third time founders starting their companies. We've seen some exits over the coming years, and we see even founders or their employees starting their company. Number two, the angel scene is picking up. So these people who build something are investing in prominent startups. And lastly, I would say that Croatia is becoming more popular on the map of the VCs. So VCs would have much more access to capital. They would be much more interested to the Western funds. Croatia is not like just a small dot on the map anymore in the startup ecosystem. But with the recent success of the startups and the startups that are actually building their global products right now, I would say that Croatia is gonna be the small country to look up to, I guess, for the countries here in the region. When looking at the taxation in Croatia, I'd say there's positive and negative things. Maybe starting off with a negative thing, the taxation on the salary on the employer contributions is quite high, which I guess is mostly similar in the other European countries. But then on the other hand, building a startup or being a resident in Croatia and then exiting a company while being a Croatian resident is quite beneficial for all founders. The most positive thing is that once you hold shares in the company or any stock for longer than 2 years, there's no tax when exiting the company. So living here, building a company from here, and then hopefully exiting the company is the biggest benefit that a startup founder can actually get. Option pool in Croatia has been quite difficult in the past. I mean, it still is, especially there was a part of the taxation. With the recent developments in the legislation, I believe beginning of 24, the taxation has been decreased. So right now, having stocks over here is becoming much cheaper in terms of the taxes. But then in terms of giving stocks in comparison with the UK and the US legislation, I guess, still lacking a bit of clarity how to do it. But, the big four companies, have been quite instrumental in helping set up the legislation and are pretty much sharing the knowledge, to the startups how to do it. And I believe that, in the coming period, more and more companies are going to start giving this ESOP from the Croatian entities. You know what I say, if you start a company in the region or in Croatia or any other Balkan country, if you succeeded here, then I guess you can succeed anywhere. It's pretty difficult to just start a company here, with all the legislation and all that stuff. Investing and working with founders from Croatia, but also from the Southeast Europe, is mostly exciting that these people have so much energy. They never stop. They don't believe that Croatia or Southeast Europe is their market. They really want to conquer the world with their product. They want to build a world-class team. Working with stars and founders in Croatia and also in the whole Southeast Europe is extremely exciting because you work with extremely energetic people who want to change the world, who believe that their market is just too slow, it's just too small to build a product, who want to scale fast, who I would say never take no for an answer, who want to build a world-class team, and who really want to prove themselves here in the region that you can succeed just from a smaller region in the world.